Hey, what's going on? So today I'm with a buddy of mine, Shane. Say hi.
Hello.
Shane and I have been friends for what, 20 years, man. And what I love about Shane is we've got this thing, I call it a kindred spirit, and it's one of those deals where if I haven't seen him for 4 years, it doesn't matter. We just call him where it's like everything's okay. So it's a neat thing that we've had for a long time, is we see each other for a while and then we don't, and just a dear friend of mine I've had for a long time. But Shane's interested in metal detecting. So I brought a couple of my things out. We're gonna jack around with them out on his property. And where we are, I think the middle of nowhere is just west of here. The boondocks is to the north just a shade. What's that way? Oh yeah, nothing. And to the south is, man, it's really cool. There's a big pile of nothing. So we're in the middle of nowhere and it's quiet. It's quiet and I love it. Been running around for the last 4 days shopping and doing all that stuff with my family and my wife, and Shane called me a couple days ago and said, come out and let's go play with the metal detectors. And I said, heck yes, man, it's just quiet out here. So even his house is just stuck in the middle of a woods, and what a great place to be. So we're going to go through my detectors today and let Shane play with them. I've got the Garrett Ace 400, that's my wife's, and I've got the AT Pro. And he's done some research and is looking into the new one, the AT Max. But if nothing else, it'll let him horse around with these a little bit, and we'll dig up his yard and see what we can find. We don't know that there's any history here or anything, but heck, you never know. So we're going to look around and see what we can find and let him mess with these detectors. So that's the plan for today. But more importantly for me, it's about getting somewhere quiet for a little while and spend some time with an old friend. So if metal detecting brings us together for today, thumbs up. All right, buddy, you ready?
Ready.
In the realm of metal detectors, they made this one to where it has a lot of the qualities that the AT Pro has, but they simplified it. It does have a digital readout numerically, so that's kind of nice. And it's got the better coil. It's got the double D coil, which is really good. Right. It is waterproof up to about where your left hand is. The coil and everything's waterproof, but this isn't. Okay. So that's part of it too, is if you want something waterproof, that's not necessarily the one to get. If you want something simple, that's a great machine, and it'll dig deep. I've even seen some of the guys like Nugget Noggin and some of those guys, they'll use those. Yeah. So it's a good machine. So Ace 400, and normally what I do is we've got a lot of options over here. We can set it up whatever mode we want, and you can set your discriminations. And so what that's supposed to do, where these blocks are at, it'll only ring where those blocks are at, which is also where the coins are at. Okay. Everything in between, it's pretty silent. But it's also got a mode called iron audio. So I haven't messed with this one in a while. So you can turn that on and off. Okay. So what it'll do with the iron audio is if you get over a nail, it'll grunt. Right. But you could get a high ring, like a coin, and a grunt together. And then, you know, there may be two things that are kind of together. Okay. So that's kind of the cool thing with that. And oddly enough, I have some money. So we got a nickel, a penny. What the heck kind of quarter is that? Quarter. I had a dime in here. And a dime. Now I don't know where I put them. So nickel. You should be in the, that one will get you in the near 50. Mine will usually give me about a 52 with the AT Pro. Okay. But the key to the metal detecting is keeping the coil moving. Okay. If you stand still, it does nothing. And if you get that signal, you can find it and then start to start to come in on it. Right. Another thing this one has, and mine does too, is it's got a pinpointer. So go ahead and put your coil down. If you hear something, you can push that. Oh, okay. And you can kind of pinpoint where it's at to know where to dig. So nickel, somewhere over here is something else. I kind of went like this. So 70. High 70s, that's going to end up being the penny. Okay. And it should be right in there somewhere, right there. So always moving.
I've got the even when you're in the
yeah, the pinpointer part of it, you just bring it all, slow it all down until you get to where you're wanting to be. So that should be high 80s, low 90s, quarter. Yep. Everything's really loud because it's on the surface. Okay. And then somewhere over here is a dime. Yeah, right in front of you. And that should give you low 80s, 81, 82, 83.
Yeah, 85.
So that's kind of how the machine allows you to discriminate between what they are.
Sure.
So you go swinging and you get that 88, 89, you know you may be on a quarter. Okay. You know, you're starting to hit those low 50s, nickel. Okay. So that's nice that it's got that number on there. The Aaron had the Ace 350 and it had this, but it didn't have the numbers. And it was kind of hard to figure out.
Right. I could see that.
So that's Ace 400 on those coins. Yeah. And now the AT Pro, so power. Now what this one has is it has, through our modes, right now you can see at the top we're in Pro mode, and it has those discriminating things like the other one did. It also has standard, which gives you the same things, but if you, let's go to standard and find one of those coins. There's one of them. Just listen to the tone. See, now you're getting 52, which is about where it should be. Now if we go Pro and do the same thing, it's real sharp tones. You don't get that ding ding. Okay. It's ding ding ding. That one also has the pinpointer.
Oh, okay.
And you also have the ability to adjust sensitivity of the coil. The other one does too. So that bar there's the sensitivity. Okay. I usually run 8 or 9. Notch discrimination, you can knock these out, which means if there's a tone you don't want, you can knock those tones out.
Okay.
What it's in now is it's in 0 discrimination, so it's going to pick up everything.
Iron, everything.
Everything. But if I don't want to get those 20s and 30s, I can adjust the iron discrimination. See that number going up?
Yeah.
So now anything below 40, it won't make any noise.
Nice.
But it'll still catch those coins. I like the Pro mode because you get those real sharp.
Yeah.
And that's fully submersible. So a lot of guys use those in river hunting and creek hunting, things like that. I've done it, but I'm no good at it.
In creek?
Yeah,
really?
I just haven't got the swing of it yet.
Happen to have a creek, you know.
Oh yeah, it's cold out too.
It is.
But that's a good machine. The headphones plug in and they're fully submersible. The headphones themselves aren't, but the plug is.
Oh, right.
It's got the same double D coil though. You know, there's probably a ton of technical things on that make it better than that one, but they're both really good machines. Yeah. And there is a price difference between the two too.
Yes,
so,
sure is.
So AT Pro and Ace 400. So we're digging in Shane's yard, and he's starting to get the swing of it, digging his first hole. Dug my first one, found money. So do I get to keep all the money I find in your yard?
Heck yes.
I'm a penny richer then.
Is it old?
No.
Dang it.
Can't tell what the year is on it. You probably dropped this while you was mowing.
Oh, look at that, it's in the plug.
1986, I think. Library penny. First find. It's a pretty good deal. Here, I'm going to set you down while I fill this hole up. I'm going to find out what Shane found. I found a penny. His wife's excited. Money in the bank.
Look at that.
What is it?
I have no idea.
Well, it's perfect then.
Isn't it?
Did you ever have one of those?
No.
Well, you got one now.
Yeah, I do.
By golly, it's your lucky day. Attaboy, good find. First find. First find, it doesn't really matter what it is. It's a good one. My very first find was a bottle cap. And it was a fantastic bottle cap.
Here you get a lot of pull tabs.
Pull tabs, yeah, oh yeah. That's money of the future. So I keep them all. All right, let's keep going. Camera might fall over. If it does, I'm sorry. I'll pick you up. Where'd I get? I was in the 80s, mid 80s. Ground's real sandy here too. Oh man. It's a coin. A coin of some sort. I can't tell what that is. Looks like it's about the size of a quarter. I'm going to clean that up, see what that is. Cleaned up. Quarter. It's got a pretty color to it. And very appropriately, if you can see that. Let me get my hand out of the way, my thumb out of the way. Crossroads of America, Indiana. 2002. So that's the Indiana state quarter. And oddly enough, that's where I am currently digging the holes in Indiana. So with the quarters, if you find a quarter, you got to play the game of what were you doing the year of the quarter. So the one that I found, are you listening to me? The one that I found was 02. So what were you doing in 2002?
Let's see.
So that would have been what, 15 years ago? Well, I was working raising babies. Pretty much all we ever did was work and raising babies. All right, so Shane and I were raising babies. Pretty exciting. Somebody's got to do it, right? And we were going to work every day. He's enthralled with the whole thing. All right, I'm out. So this is Shane's house, thank goodness, because his hole is bigger than my foot. Did you find what you were looking for?
Oh yeah.
Well, it's a success.
Piece of aluminum right there.
Look at that.
Yeah.
That's good stuff right there.
Yeah.
Huh.
I better get it.
Get it out of there so you don't dig it again next time.
Right.
Well, big holes. You find something in there. So Shane's got, what'd you say it was, mid high 70s?
Yeah.
The hole's a little more reasonable. He dug, he's brave too, because he dug right next to these dog turds. So nothing can slow him down.
Heck no. I'm not afraid of some little, it's in there. All right.
See, in the videos where you're doing this, you got to come up with really clever things to talk about.
Well, yeah, I've seen that. Nugget noggin.
I struggle with that.
What could it be?
What could it be?
What could it be?
And whatever it is, you got to get super excited about.
Super excited.
Check it out.
It's a bullet.
It's a bullet.
Wow.
Would you look at that?
Yeah.
Just look at it.
Very neat.
Civil War?
No. I would say no. Modern. Civil War has what? Ringers?
Yeah.
Rings on it.
All right, palm it. Let's see what you got. Bullet. We'll take that.
Heck yeah.
A little lead. Very good. Good job.
Thanks.
So I traded Shane. Now I'm using the Ace 400. I haven't used that one in a while. So I dug my first hole here and I kind of missed it. And it wasn't a great signal, but dig it anyway, right? I don't, in fact, to tell you the truth, I don't even remember what it was. 60s maybe. Should be right here in the middle. Open this baby up. See, Shane's house isn't real old, so 10 years maybe? I don't know. Yeah. Shell casing. Expended shell casing, 9mm. There we go. We'll take it. So dug another hole. It was about the same signal as the last one. The last one was right over there, about 5 or 6 feet. And same results. Shell casing. And I actually got signals all along here. And they're all about the same. And oddly enough, right over here, he's got a target. So I think we're in the shell casing zone. But that's 2 in a row. So we may have to maneuver that direction to get away from that target and these shell casings.
Now you'll find some over there.
Find some over there too.
You'll find them everywhere.
What'd you find?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Found dirt.
Well, good job. Just flip that hole open. It's right there on top. That one was pretty easy. That wasn't too long ago. What is that one? 380 maybe. Shell casing. Alright, moving on. So I haven't been videoing all of the digging of the holes because we're up here. I'm right next to his house. Like I said, this house might be 10, 12, 15 years old. Not real old. So I'm anticipating, they got a metal roof, so I'm anticipating little pieces of siding and roof and Lord knows what else, nails. But I found a square nut. And that is the first square nut that I've ever found. What a beauty. So Shane's down that way, and if you go down his driveway is long. There's a bottom and a field and a creek. So I think we're gonna go down there and horse around a little bit. So I need to catch up with him. So I'll meet you down there. Shane and I relocated. We're actually in the middle of a bean field. So his house is right up that way. And he just got, would say what, 70s, 80s?
Yes, low 80s, high 70s. I hit something hard, which is probably rock.
It's a little soft down here.
It is soft. Makes it easier to dig, right?
Yeah.
And who cares? We're in a field.
We're in a bean
We're
field.
in my field. So.
So you can hear his tones, a little scratchy, but
yeah,
got some of those high tones.
I did hit something hard in there. Maybe it's a huge piece of gold.
It might be.
Too high to tell. There's,
Or it could be a huge piece of
iron. Steel.
You gotta dig it out now.
That's exactly what it is. Look at that.
Get that dude out of there, see what that is.
All right.
Part of a plow.
It most likely is. There a little bit. Yeah, we're under it. And there it is. Yep. Look at that.
That's yours.
That is mine.
Do you have one of those?
Yeah, actually.
Oh, now you got two.
Right. I probably got a lot of these actually at the barn.
Well, digging in the field.
Yeah.
Good job. So digging in a bean field, I found a little bullet.
Did you?
Yeah, a little bitty guy. And we found some aluminum. He's got more over there. Still going. So we've been finding a bunch of junk, so I haven't been recording. Shane, we're out here in this bean field, just up. His house is right there, if you can see it. So we're just down the hill from his house. And he just plucked out a coin that he hasn't done much investigating with yet. So I'm going to give him the brush. I don't have any foo-foo.
Creek just over that way.
You just put it in your mouth and
Could do that.
lick the dirt off. Penny size.
Yep, I think I see. I think I saw a head. Abe Lincoln head. Yeah, it's a modern
Library penny. And we do know that that's not a library.
Yeah, it's been there a while.
Yeah. It's a coin, though. In a bean field. That's cool.
Yeah. Probably my father-in-law's.
Yeah, he'll probably want it back. And farmers hang on to every penny.
Where he's at. He doesn't need money anymore.
Oh, well. All right, we'll keep going. All right, so Shane and I are wrapping it up. Again, we're out at his house in the middle of nowhere. It's right between BFE and the middle of nowhere. Smack dab in the middle if you want to stop by and say hi. So we had a good time. Shane's first time out, he was messing around with a couple of my machines, and he ended up latching onto that AT Pro and using it, and did pretty well with it. Did you like that one?
I did.
I think that's a good machine.
Yes.
Ace 400's a good one, a good beginner one, but the AT Pro's just got a lot of other functions that are pretty cool. And I think he's looking at the, what do they call it? It's the AT Max?
AT Max.
He's looking into that one. So he's actually looking, like I bought mine, it was in a package. It had the pinpointer and a bunch of stuff with it. So he's looking for a package. If you guys know anybody that's selling the AT Max in a package, shoot me a note on this video so I can let him know where to look for it. Anyway, we had a good day. Here's my finds. Quarter, my Indiana quarter, penny, square nut, bullet, some shell casings. Shane about the same. Found his first coin. We found that thing's chewed up too.
Mm-hmm.
Found that down in the bean field. Bullet, just some oddball stuff, and then a big piece of iron. But he did find a pull tab, so that officially makes him a semi-pro metal detectorist. As soon as you find your first pull tab, you go from amateur to semi-pro. So he achieved that pretty quickly. But the bottom line is two old buddies got to hang out for the day, and got to spend some time outside in the woods where it's quiet and it's peaceful. It's a beautiful fall day, a couple days after Thanksgiving, probably in the 40s, high 40s right now. It's just a gorgeous day. So to be able to spend time outside with a friend, man, it just doesn't get any better than that. And as I always say, the only way to have a really cool outdoor adventure is to get out. So we encourage you, grab a friend and get out. Even when it's cold, it's worth it. You got to get out.